Blackbeard's coming, baby.
Oh, what? Okay. That was quick. Thought my shit would at least.
Papa John's, baby.
You have found the biohazard container. Proceed to its location.
How many elements are there? Oh. I'm stuck.
Can't see further.
Ah, she's such a
Friendly,
slut.
last operator standing.
Actually
All
makes
friendlies
me
have
want to
been
crush my
eliminated.
controller. That was annoying, that was. She opens a mirror. She can't shoot either side of it, so she opens a mirror. Shooting through a hole. She's fucked off. I'll leave it. She shoots. I'll shoot back. Do that for a couple of seconds. I turn around to run away when I'm sure she's reloading. She fucking just fired all her bullets out. Now, mate, she's right there again, mate. Shoot me in the back. She. All I had to do was pace like three footsteps, and I would have been around a corner. And she managed to fucking reload in like a second. Game shit.
8.
So annoying.
It's just
Why am I
HIV
KD as bad as it is?
positive.
Almost. Really? Is that what the game's telling me to do? I must stand there. That's it. That's my place now. I've made my choice. I'll admit. If I don't want to die, I've just got to stay in this spot and just because they'll do the most ridiculous shit. They will look when you expect them not to look, and all that sort of shit. You've just got to fucking play it like everybody's autistic or something.
Oh, guys, I was about to say I'm heading off. I've got to get up at 5 o'clock, so
Oh, shit, fair enough.
I'll play one round.
Bollocks.
Bollocks.
Bullocks.
Bollocks.
Allah Akbar. It was funny the other day, yesterday, I think it was yesterday, someone suicided some Araby dude that was screeching down a microphone. At the beginning of a round, they pulled out a grenade and just like ran up behind him and just like held it and blew themselves up. And then left. Well, it took me about 20 seconds to realise that he'd like fucking, that it was like a suicide bombing. So that was quite funny. I laughed anyway. When I realised. It's good tactics, you know? Fucking...
You need to locate the biohazard container. Insertion in 10 seconds.
How am I not fucking spotting the bomb?
5 seconds. Good work.
Master
The
bedroom.
biohazard container has been located. Proceed to the biohazard container and secure it.
Maria.
Oh, they're shooting for that horrible gap. I forgot about that. Tight ass. want to go again. I'm not looking away.
I destroyed one evil eye.
That was I shot Valkyrie in the back of the head. Ah. Please look through there.
Put a ping on that mirror for us.
Please pick that spot, for fuck's sake.
Secure the biohazard container. Cease securing the room. Op 4 last operator standing.
It's in the bathroom.
Op 4 neutralized. Mission
Thanks for
successful.
saving me.
Right, thank you for being bait.
No, he wasn't in the bathroom. It's because it was old.
Holy shit, I could have just domed him. Fucking hell.
That was. You should have seen it when I shot Valkyrie in the back of the head. That was fucking great. It's such a good shot. She just ran straight into the line of my sight, like running away. She just went flying forwards. Oh.
What gun did you add?
It was a DMR.
Did you have?
DMR.
Fucking.
Did you have King?
Did
That's
you
the name
have?
of Rolf Harris's next song. I was going to sing on a didgeridoo.
Barricade the room. We need to protect the biohazard container.
Guess what it is, yet? No, Rolf, don't make me.
My friend was on his TV show, on that RSPCA show.
Oh,
They
yeah.
hold a snake. Well, Rolf talks to the camera.
Please tell me that's a true story.
It is, yeah.
Nice.
I think he was doing work experience at that fucking animal hospital.
10 seconds remaining.
I'm gonna do a run out.
5
The whole
seconds to
run out.
insertion. Biohazard
That's
container
fucking impressive.
location unknown. Keep it secure. You will be
Southeast
detected if
side.
you remain in this area. Your location has been compromised.
Southeast.
Pinged him.
Swapping mag.
Setting up a little show. Enjoy.
Careful, Pandolfi or whatever your name is.
Diversity.
No chrome to your doom. Snoop Dogg style.
At the side.
Someone on the roof.
Loading new mag.
Op 4 found the biohazard container.
Good for them.
Reloading ammo.
Tag blitz. I fucking hate hipfire. Look at that! What? Hipfired and killed me. Shooting perfectly straight whilst hipfiring. Not even right.
I'm gonna have to fucking run back in a minute, but I really want that fucking blitz. Alright, blitz is down.
Right.
Op 4 eliminated. Mission successful.
Nice little two-piece.
Spicy chicken.
Spicy in a bath full of spicy chicken. In a bath full of chicken skins. Ugh. Imagine that.
Sounds tasty, mate.
You like jelly. Bathtub full of jelly, but it'll be skin. Oh, do you know what? I was just about to say I'm going to take Blackbeard because but I don't have him. I thought, do you know what? I'm going to be a dick and take Blackbeard, and then I thought, oh, fucking big padlock over him.
Locate the biohazard container.
I love the chosen one. Loving him is so much fun. I'm upstairs. Same fucking room again. Yep,
Good work.
Same room.
The biohazard container has been located.
Disappointed I didn't take the Kybe, to be honest with you. There we go.
10 seconds before insertion. 5 seconds to insertion. Proceed to biohazard container location.
Reloading. Cover me.
No, I know I fired through that gap. I want to see where my bullet went past her head. If it even went past her head. Oh, I heard it smash the window behind her as well. For fuck's sake. I just missed. One's in the toilet where they were before. The two of them are in there, sorry. Yeah, so through that gap, Wiggles, right, there's a window in that wall. You peek through that gap.
Securing the container.
Reload.
Is there another window into there? Yeah.
Down to
Fuck,
one
what
friendly.
was that shit?
It's that gap. I told you, it's that fucking angle, man. It's stupid.
Four last stop standing.
Tim, calm down.
LMG, baby.
Jesus, sorry.
I like the way
MG's good, isn't it?
I like the way you had to aim in though. He's gonna jump out to him.
Come on, mate. Jump out. What? Where's the fucking camera?
I think it was driving through that alleyway.
Just out the door to your left, Tim. To your left. Yeah, no. He's just gone round back into the toilet again, mate. Oh no, he's there. There's a hole to your right as well, so if you can have on that wooden wall.
Secure the biohazard container.
Nice.
Op 4 eliminated. Friendly mission successful.
Spice up my body. Look at his boxing boots on. They look like boxer's boots.
Yeah, a little bit.
Like he's
I
about to
regret
pummel.
buying it though.
That's not a nice feeling, Tim.
Mhm.
3% apple pack? No. I'm gonna make a cheesy number, Tim.
Cheese sandwich, you mean?
A little cheesy number. And I'm gonna use the end bread. Do you know what I mean by that?
That's where it's gone. Oh.
Do you know what end bread is, Tim?
End bread? What is end bread?
End bread is the end of the bread.
Oh.
Like the hard bit, you know, the heel,
Yeah.
bread heel.
Yeah, we just call it the butt of the bread.
But yeah, I like it. I like that bit. It's nice. It's like thick.
Yeah, you do. It's. I think it's. Well, for me, it's the least popular part of bread.
I don't know why I like it. What I like about it is if you make toasted cheese. So if you like put that on the under the grill and toast cheese on it, because it's like the thickest bit. It's like a real nice. It's like a real. Put quite a bit of cheese on it. It's like a real luxury piece of cheese on toast. I don't know. Is that something you eat in your country? Cheese on toast?
Yeah, we just call it a toasty.
Toasty, yeah.
Some people will put a slice of ham under it, like
Yeah.
between two slices of bread. And I do like I do like making toasties with a lot of cheese between the two slices of bread, but also on top of on top of the bread, like when it gets like really golden crusted. It's
That's how. That's how we eat it predominantly in this country. So you put the cheese on top of the bread, and then grill it.
Yeah, it's not a dominant way over here, but
I know
mean,
most
I
other
do-
places toast it like a sandwich.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's more of a tradition over here as well. I think
Yeah.
like putting it up on, like I think I like to think I came up with it, but obviously I didn't. But like when I was making toasties, I thought like, I'm just gonna fucking put cheese on top of it.
Yeah.
Let's see how that works out. And the result was fucking delicious.
Another good one is if cheese and onion. So if you get a red onion, slice a bit up and dice it a bit, so you've got like chunks of onion. Put the bread, cheese on top, and then sprinkle the onion in the cheese, and then grill it. Man, that's good. It's my favourite. Cheese and onion on toast.
Cheese and onion. I should try that. I've never tried it. I did try already cooked pieces of chicken, like it's been smoked or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Either way, it's done, and you just put a couple of pieces between the slices of bread, cheese between it, and then
Yeah.
if it's done, put some tomato ketchup on the side.
Oh yeah. Bit of dipping.
Oh.
Yeah.
Don't you use tomato ketchup over there?
Yeah, a lot.
Oh, okay. Because like in America they use ketchup with French fries, and over here in the Netherlands we use mayonnaise for our French fries. Yeah, it's way better. I think, at least.
Me and my girlfriend like both. We like mayonnaise and we like ketchup. Like, I've
Yeah,
always had mayonnaise with chips. You can have salad cream with chips as well, which seems a bit
Yeah,
weird,
you
but
can.
it does actually work.
Yeah. Actually, I never really. Well, I tried ketchup with fries, but I just grew up with mayonnaise and chips, so it's never
Yeah. That's fair enough.
it's never left me.
I know that you guys do have mayonnaise because it's like the famous line in Pulp Fiction about when he goes to Amsterdam.
Yeah,
and it's
exactly. Yeah.
But
That's the same thing I'm reminded about every time I think about it. Like, yeah.
But yeah, over here generally people will have mayonnaise or tomato ketchup. It's really just for your preferences. Like, it's no like, ugh, mayonnaise. Why would you do that? Like, nobody thinks that.
Would you be shocked if you knew that Dutch people also liked mayonnaise, curry, like the sauce curry, like
No.
the red, and
Because
then with onions?
I get it. I get why you do it because I know what the contrast is between the two. It's like
Yeah, but apparently I don't like it, but people do like it, and it's called patatje speciaal. It's special, something like that. And they also put it in frikandellen. It's like this meat stick, like the redundant
seen
meat
those,
they
yeah.
have.
Was it fried?
Yeah, and it's
With
fried.
breadcrumbs?
Yeah, no, not with breadcrumbs. It's just with the onions, mayonnaise, and curry, and then it's called a frikandel speciaal. And well, they like it. I actually never tried it, but it looks so fucking disgusting. I'm not gonna even fucking try. And then you have mayonnaise, peanut peanut butter sauce, it's a satay sauce with onions. That's called patatje oorlog, fries war.
So, what you're saying to me is, what I'm hearing is, you've taken Asian influences in your food, because if you go to a Chinese, you can get foods. I can't remember what particular food it is, but you can get one like a dish with cashew nuts in it, and it tastes like peanut butter. It's like noodles mixed with bits of cashew nut, and it tastes like peanut butter and noodles. But it's Chinese, so it's got a bit of spice to it as well. And then curry, Indians use a lot of curry with yogurt and different types of yogurts. So like that's what's making me think of what you were saying about what you said first time.
Jesus, this shit is making me hungry.
But it's weird. It's like influences from. You've made it your own. Like, you know, you've taken like, because like we did with is it chicken? No, chicken. What's it called?
Yeah, the satay sauce I think is just like peanut butter with a bit of like spicy. Well, we do have like a history with Indonesia. We used to have a colony over there, and we got a lot of people from Indonesia back to our country who were fighting for us, and then we provided some habitats for them, and they stayed, and then they brought their cuisine with them. Turned out to be okay.
So we got.
It's pretty.
What's really funny over here is we very much got our own dishes, but we have a lot of immigrants, Chinese and Indian. So instead of incorporating their food into ours, because we're so racist, we've just got places that sell Chinese food and places that sell Indian food. There's no like in between. The only thing that's in between British and say Indian, for example, is like
you don't have
chicken.
like white people selling Indian food or something.
No.
No.
It's very much like the Indians make the Indian food,
But
which is better, obviously. But at the same time, we've never integrated it into our food. Like, it's never been a part of our food.
I thought about that. Like, if I wanted to start a fucking restaurant joint, would I make Chinese food? And I would automatically think like, what will my customers think? Like,
Mm.
do they trust me making Chinese food as a white guy? I don't know.
Well, quite.
Maybe
yeah,
that's
exactly.
also a part of the stigma.
Yeah, definitely. Also, but it's I just feel like it's if not. Obviously, you'll get that in all countries. I've been on holiday and I've been to a Chinese place and it's been run by Chinese people. But what I mean is our traditional dishes or things that we love, or food that's quite popular over here. It's not
Mm.
influenced by anything else around the world. It's not like we haven't taken any inspiration from India, or we haven't taken any inspiration from Chinese food. Like that's what I mean by us being racist. Like we've got all this inspiration around us because all these people come here, but they're all very much separate. And it's like you go to
But is
a pub and
but
you get English food,
yeah, but
not
is
Indian
it
food.
is it racist to not adopt someone else's cultural like
Well,
cuisine traditions?
after quite a long time, I would have thought so. Yeah,
I mean,
it's not that happened overnight.
but have you ever heard of the term cultural appropriation? Like people of certain types of cultures complain that other cultures adopt their culture. Like, for example, a white guy takes dreadlocks. That's something for a Jamaican, like someone for a black person. And then when a white guy does it, then some people frown upon that and like think, well, that's part of our culture, not your culture. So stay out of it. Like,
Yeah.
I mean that's also a bit of, well, I find that pretty
Maybe
discriminatory.
maybe I went a bit too far. Maybe it's not racism. Maybe it's just we're not very open to like you go to a pub and you'll get a curry, and they'll make curries in pubs and that because people like curries and beer.
Mm-hmm.
But our cuisine, like if you were to go out for a meal in a restaurant, you'd have to go somewhere specific for something that you
Yeah.
wanted. You wouldn't go. There's not somewhere that just sells everything. Do you know what I mean? It's not like.
Yeah, I would actually. I don't know. I don't know. I only think that um, like the way it should be actually. Like if you go for Turkish food, you go to a Turkish person who knows how to prepare Turkish food the best. Or
But that on the same coin, Tim.
yeah,
There's a few Chinese places in town that sell English food and Chinese food.
yeah,
So they'll make
we do have
English
that
food.
also. Yeah, we do have that over here as well. Like we have that joint who just fries, and then
Yeah.
sells them. And these people are Chinese. Like, well, it's fucking easy to fucking fry fries, but
No, they'll do other stuff in this country though. They'll do pies and they'll do all sorts of shit. There's like, I don't mind.
yeah,
I buy it because I don't care like who makes it. I'm not bothered as long as it tastes good.
yeah, true.
I quite like trying new things, but it's difficult when
But
it's like.
but is English society really that open then? And like, are they willing to let a lot of people in, or I don't know.
No, it's not. At the time, they're not, but over time they are. Like we're very much like we don't want them here. Oh, but they've put a shop down the road that sells fine food. Oh yeah, well I eat that, but I don't want them here.
Aren't you also aware of that some of these people have radical other ideas of how a country has to be governed, like
Yeah, I don't think that's much of that.
democratically.
I think a lot. I think a few people think that. I think a few people think
at
that
the
they're coming
surface,
over here to change. Like they'll say the Muslims are coming over here to change our law, and they're getting into our government, and they're doing this and they're doing that, and they're trying to make it a Muslim country and stuff. And I just don't believe that. Like, the communities, it's weird because in this country everybody shoots themselves in the foot. You've got, they'll come here, they'll work, they'll put themselves in a little community, like they'll live within a town of English people, but they'll buy up one street, or not buy up one street, but they'll all end up living in the same street.
Yeah.
So they segregate themselves.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, we don't want them like mingling with us, but we'll complain that they don't speak the language. And it's like, well, hold on a minute, we don't want them here, so they're all chucked into one pile or into one group in a town, and they take over like a part of the town.
Yeah, but they
we
also.
don't want to talk to them, but then we complain that they don't speak the language.
The fact that, like, the fact that you guys pretty much let them to segregation doesn't mean that they are like that they don't have to adapt any longer. Like, they don't have to learn the English language. The English language is pretty much nowadays the fucking easiest language to learn because it's almost universally spoken. Much. And, well,
I don't doubt that they don't speak that. If people were living, Tim, in a big group like that, right? If we were on holiday, or if we were living in another country, we wouldn't start talking their language to each other in our own private property or in our shop. We talk in our own language, like you and Shashir do. Like, it's no different. You know, that's fair enough. That's what you do because you're. That's, like,
as Dutch people, we go abroad and we also use the English language just to try to communicate because that's just it has the highest chance of fucking being spoken, of course. That's only logical. But I do expect, like we have in the Netherlands. I mean, I think it's more widely accepted in the Netherlands that when they come here, they have to somewhat integrate. They are accustomed to our customs.
They
have to try. Yeah, they have to make a decent effort to try to learn a new language, although that's still not in. But
they
also
do
have
try
a
in this country, though.
large group of are simply not even willing to learn the language, and they just congregate. They segregate like each other up. They communicate with each other. They form illegal connections, shit like that. And when the representative of Erdogan comes over here in the Netherlands, they rally around that representative. Like, it feels like if you want to stay in the country, shouldn't you back it all the way? Or is it just a vacation you're on and then
I don't know.
You're temporarily there, although you still reap the benefits of all the systems we have in place, the social welfare system we have here in place.
No, I don't look at it like that. I don't look at it as people taking advantage of, like...
No, it's not,
I feel like people should be allowed to move around and use these systems to benefit themselves. I mean, why not? The government puts it there for people to... I'm not talking about taking advantage of it. There's definitely people out there that don't want to work and will just use it to live and do nothing. Yeah. And that's fair enough. There's definitely, but that's like
my brother's one of them.
But it's like a very small percent. I think that all of us, everybody around the world, should be allowed to travel around the world and try and put something into a society by working and earning money and paying taxes, and then moving somewhere else if you want.
In response to your first, it's not a small percentage in the Netherlands actually. Like the official statistics bureau of the Netherlands, the CBS, calculated that a certain percentage of people who get to work within 5 years is fucking so low that it's even not worthy of mentioning. It's the majority of them are still stuck in the welfare system, but because they're not enticed. Well, they're not challenged enough to go and work. You don't have the means or the willpower, and they're just kept alive. So our system is pretty much not rigged, but it's just built that way, pretty much.
Yeah.
Just let people. A lot of people. It's just not feasible if you keep adopting people, and like 75% just keeps on an IV, on a financial IV of the state, then, well, you don't see any. It's just the facts that we have here. Well,
No,
I know
agree.
it's used by a lot of right-wing people, and then deep down I'm very I'm almost a Marxist actually. And but I see this road we're on, and simply not feasible. And a lot of people are actually warning us. Netherlands, we have a lot of people here. Not only immigrants, by the way, but also a lot of other people. But you understand that as a country you can't unlimited. You can't just import unlimited. It's just not possible. Not feasible. We have a very tiny country. We're already with almost 70 million people on such a tiny strip of land.
That's how many people live in England.
Yeah, it's what, 17 million?
17, did you say, or 70?
Yeah, 17. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, no, we got 70.
Yeah, 70. And I do worry because I don't have anything against fucking the color people or anything. I mean, fucking hell, I don't mind if you just prove your worth here and then contribute to the society and pay your taxes and make life better. Hey, join. Come on.
Communism, that's what I say.
If you believe in our fucking way of living, come over here and then we'll happily fucking embrace you. If you just stay here and then and like in my hometown, since the we have this it's called the AZC, asielzoekerscentrum, so people call it refugee center.
Yeah.
But we well, from statistics we know that almost 90% is economic migrant. And since the establishment of that AZC, crime has gone noticeably up in our town, most notably shoplifting and burglary. I don't know if people if any smart burglars who think like, oh, there's a new AZC, let's burglarize some residents, and then they'll probably blame that those fucking people. I don't know if that's the case, but you can always wonder. But it's notable, and people who are living in the neighborhood are pretty pissed off because they loud music, they do things their way, and it's just not, well, it's just not working. And I, as a part-time mailman as well, I brought some mail over there, and I don't know, it's just an
atmosphere.
Even say it didn't even say hello or something. Cycle through like dozens of people, and no one just smiles or says
Maybe maybe the Dutch people in general are just like a bit soft on them. Like in this country, when they do shit like that, people shout at them and say, "Fucking oi, don't. You got to say thank you, or don't push into the queue," or like people, and they'll get into a fight about it. So I think over here, like they're quite polite because they get shouted at if they're not.
think a lot of people in the Netherlands are vocal about it, but our leaders, for example, we got this fucking row in the government. Our Minister of Foreign Affairs said that in an enclosed meeting, he said he has to see the first society country in which like real diverse people live peacefully next to each other. Like, okay, peacefully is not like, okay, they don't fight, but peacefully is there's no inner strugglings, no tensions, no you name it. That's anything other than peace. Like there is no such fucking society in which these people live happily ever after next to each other. That's never happened. And
have you seen that TED talk about fucking? Do you watch any TED talks?
yeah, I do watch a lot of them. Yeah.
Have you seen the one where they talk about, is the world getting more dangerous, or is the world getting worse? And he goes through a load of charts showing how over time general health has been getting better, and there's been less terrorism, and there's less nuclear bombs, and there's less this, and there's less that, more than ever now.
We still have the impression that
it's
it
worse
still
now.
Increases.
Yeah, we think it's bad now, even though it's not. Yes, and he's talking about how it's the media.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. I mean, just go to Amsterdam. It's I don't want like the fate of Amsterdam to be bestowed upon the rest of Netherlands. It's just it's chaotic. It's overrun by tourists, and we got really big areas of Amsterdam just like not taken over, but just inhabited by like a really small cluster, like a cluster of like a predominant type of people, and they just communicate with each other and have their own community. Like that's not the meaning of a country, not the meaning of a society. Just interact with each other. It's all. So, I mean,
what kind of dystopian future are you heading into? So that's what I want to know.
Yeah, that's the main thing. Nah, that's not what I'm entirely worried about.
Have you seen that interview with Noam Chomsky where he talks about how the world's getting progressively worse and that we're all going to fucking end up just blowing each other up eventually?
Oh yeah, for that,
It's
definitely.
It's like 6 minutes long.
I don't give humanity another 100 years. It's and even the big even the big CEOs. Like from Jeff Bezos to Mark Zuckerberg, they're all preparing for the worst, like for the event. They're all preparing for that moment that society turns on them because, well, fuck, they have a lot of fucking assets. And how do they control their fucking security when currency is useless? And when is gonna when
if it isn't a natural disaster or some sort of fucking like comet coming from outer space or something like that, it will be a disease. And when this disease ravages the world, it's going to be fucking mental.
I reckon it's going to be like within the next 30 years, the population in Africa is going to be almost quadrupled to 4 billion people. Twonky, truly,
Yeah,
that's a true figure. Well, it has to be fucking achieved yet, but
thank fuck they don't all live like we do.
well, they will, Twonky.
They will eventually. I know. Yeah.
And they want to.
Yeah,
they want to have fucking chicken dinner every fucking night.
Yeah, of course they do.
And where do they want to go?
And why not?
Of course, Europe. And how many residents Europe is gonna have? You think?
A lot.
Maybe 600 million. That's a fucking fraction of 4 billion. So, of course, a lot of fucking people out of Africa are gonna want to be, want to go to Europe, but there's a catch. So climate change is happening. So there's gonna be more periods of drought. Sub-Sahara is going to be more dry, etc., etc. So
Also, there's going to be
gonna
major flooding and fucking stuff
Yeah,
like that, though, so
yeah.
it's going to be...
and there's going to be a lot of migration movements. So either towards Europe or towards the south of Africa, for example, and that inevitably is going to lead to clashes, which ultimately leads to war. So we're heading towards a large amount of conflicts, and next to that, America's power is fading, China's power is rising, so we have to cozy up to China.
Can I read you a headline from The Independent?
Yeah, go on. Go on.
Humans are using up the planet's resources so quickly that people have used a year's worth in just 7 months.
I read that. Yeah, I read
Experts
that.
are warning. Earth's overshoot day comes earlier each year because of ecological
really
damage
saddens
caused by
me.
humans.
I fucking feel for this fucking planet.
It's fucking hilarious. It's not hilarious. Doug Stanhope said, fuck it, I'm going to be dead in 10, 15, 20 years, so really it's not my issue, it's everybody else's issue, so I'm just going to sit back and watch this whole thing go down the fucking drain.
You're almost thinking like, why do I fucking have kids anyway? Why? I'm gonna put them in a fucking disastrous world. I'm not giving them any future because I fuck their future up. It's
I mean, I'm not so worried about the kids because I'm not going to be here, and they're going to have to deal with it. I'm not thinking, oh, what are we going to leave them with? Because with every new generation comes new technology, and they'll figure out things as time goes on.
yeah.
But there will be a point
True,
where there is going to be nothing no one can do. Like, for example, right, I'm giving you an example. In this country, it's been hot now, and I mean hot, Tim, like 30 degrees nearly.
Has it rained over there, or?
No, not for over a month. It rained one
same
day for about 20 minutes. Right, and this is kind of unusual. It hasn't been like this for quite a long time. We keep having like long periods of different types of weather. So last year we had rain for probably about the same amount of time, and it caused a lot of flooding, and a lot of fucking houses were ruined, and train tracks were fucking broken, and it was chaos everywhere. But apart from where I live, but all over the country it was fucked. And it was the year before it did the same, and the year before it was snow. We had snow for like 2 weeks, a couple of times within like 3 or 4 months after Christmas. Like, I'm talking like July, you know, like stupid times to be having snow. Like, there's definitely like something is going to snap in the chemical balance of how everything works soon, where it's just going to not like. This could be it. I'm saying this could be it. This could be the change. Like, England could be hot now. This could be our weather.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like the climate could have changed. The fucking the what's it called? The thingy stream. The fucking I feel like a complete twat for not remembering what it's called now.
This stream from the east
that blows the weather around the entire like
exactly
Atlantic and
cold air and
that could have shifted for all we know just a tiny little bit, and could have changed the way the weather gets pulled up towards us. We could be continually getting hot air from Spain, you know, or I fuck knows.
For the Netherlands, it's even more radical because we're used to an abundance of water, and now we have to face a fucking lack of water.
Yeah,
we're
told to calm down.
I saw this report on farmers in the Netherlands that they were facing drought, and they had to they weren't insured because fucking drought never happens over here. The last time that we had drought was like fucking 40 years ago or something, and all of a sudden they're faced with drought, and then fucking hell, they're not even insured. So with their own water.
It's different now though, because like obviously back then, we hadn't back for the last 100 years we hadn't really affected everything. We were just starting to affect everything in terms of like the Industrial Revolution or whatever. We were just turning the heaters up essentially, and now we're feeling the results of 100 years of that. So back then,
Yeah.
you might have had a drought for a month, or you might have had snow that was 10 feet high, like we did in the 70s. There was snow that you couldn't even get out of the house, and you couldn't drive your cars. It was that high. It was over the top of the cars, and I've never seen snow like that in this country. I've seen it deep, maybe a foot, but like not deep enough that that your car was submerged in it, or you could dive into it headfirst. But I think now these things are way more frequent and way more intense. Like, for example, at the moment, with all this hot weather, usually our ground is quite soft. We can have sun for a week, and the ground, if you sit on the ground, on the grass, you'll get a wet bum within 20 seconds, because there's still damp. You know, we've got so much moisture that it's damp. And it's been dry for so long that all this ground water and all the water that's held up in all the little reservoirs and all that. I've seen it near my house. There's a reservoir that's like 3/4 empty, and it's never been like that before. All that water is up there floating about in the atmosphere, and it's got to come down at some point. And I've got a feeling
At some point, yeah.
at some point, yeah, and I've got a feeling that after this, when we eventually does stop, and it's going to
we get it all at once.
it's going to piss down with rain for so long. It's going to be the heaviest rainfall we've had, and it's going to be thundery as well because it's been building up fucking humidity for so
your
long.
entire sewer system is going to be over flood.
Yeah, because it's going to be full of leaves and dead shit and grass and fucking God knows what else that gets blown in there. Like, because it will happen just before winter when all the leaves, because all the seasons are out of whack, so all the leaves drop off the trees way earlier than they should, and of course it's still kind of hot.
Yeah.
And all the drains get full up with leaves and shit, and then it pisses down with rain, and then we've got fucked sewer systems, and the whole place just floods. And it's happened. It happened last year, but we didn't have this long ass period of fucking hot weather. So I'm just wondering what's going to be the result of all of this. Just waiting for the rains to start, you know.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I have this. You made me think about it as well, especially the last part that we're gonna get that fucking hose of a thunderstorm over us, and it's just the big picture that worries me. Like where we're heading as Europe, it's not as stable as it is the last 50 years. It's
no, nothing's.
It's not entirely fucking peaceful if you know what I mean.
It's media. It's because in the last 10 years we've got smartphones and telephones, and we can find information out right now, and everybody's either wising up. Everybody's either getting a lot smarter or a lot more stupid. And it's like 50-50.
I think the latter, because I think Aldous Huxley has had it correctly. He anticipated a society which would be overflood, like it would be overflood. Is that a word? Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
overflooded with information to the point that people don't care anymore because they're no longer outraged. They're like they've been outraged for a lot of times. So
I kind of feel like
pretty much. Yeah, if you hear the fucking, for me it's the thing with Trump, for example. If I hear another story about Trump, I'm gonna fucking explode. It's just,
yeah, exactly.
and that is by design. The fucker is doing it for that particular reason, to get people
talking about it,
really fucking bored of it and tired and fucking wasted. It's by design, and so people just shut off. They mind their own business. They don't take up any more information. So that's just even better for people who are in power. They can do what they like.
Very smart, isn't it?
Because when it's reported, people just go by. They don't think about it. They think, of course, that it's been portrayed by that news source, so I don't buy it. Whatever. I've bigger fish to fry. I have to fucking.
I got bills to pay.
Worry about my bills, my payments. That's just our. with all